I'm live, apparently. All right. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? It is that time of the month. Again, it is time. Ooh, sorry, it's wiggling a lot. It's time for the monthly Stampening. We got quite a few postcards to send out here, so I figured we'd have another chat while we're getting all nice and stamped up. How are you guys doing? I learned something. Not my mistake, but someone else's mistake. You cannot put tape over a stamp or it is no longer valid. The second you put tape over your stamp, you've ruined your stamp. I feel like I've done that before, but I don't know. Don't put tape. Don't put tape on your stamps. Hey John, hey Becca, how you guys doing? I'll show some of these. This is Linville. Do kids in America not wear ties at school? No. Some private schools maybe, but public schools generally do not have any sort of uniforming, and you dress informally. You know, shorts, t-shirt. So yeah, there. This is Linville Caverns. Tennessee Matt, your summer's a polo. Well, that's more dressed up than. That's crazy, Gail. It's normal to me. Look at that. That's the Myrtle Beach, the Strand, the Pavilion. That's the old amusement park. That's not there anymore. Yeah, not all private schools have uniforms either. Where did you have this revelation, Gail? This is at Tweetsy Railroad. We got some singing cowboys there. Robert Wadlow, says Troy Lindsay. Yes, I finally got to visit the hometown of one of my heroes, Robert Wadlow. I'd never actually been to the pavilion. Watching me try to tie a tie. That's an old video. Yeah, I still don't know how to tie a tie. Thought of wearing a tie to school, man, seems like a pain. Key Woods was no type of camera I used. I used a DSLR and so I've recently introduced a G7X that I use sometimes. Do I own any action cameras like a GoPro? No, I don't. I've thought about getting one, but I don't know if I would use it enough. See, yeah, normally when I had to wear a tie for work, when I just had to wear a tie when I went to court, so usually I would just gonna loosen it up and then pull it off, and then next time I wear it, tighten it back up. I have been to the Volo Museum. I have a very early video. The video doesn't even show the museum for some reason. I just show the Moldorama. Treasure hunting in North Carolina. These kids are digging through dirt, looking for rubies. Nicholas Lentz asked about a Civil War museum. I don't know about. I've been to several Civil War themed museums. Hunt J. Lars says, I'll send you $5 for a shout out. This is from the Disneyland Hotel. I don't know if they have these dancing waters anymore. Becky, your parents lied, told you the wax museum was closed. That's messed up. Yeah, does anyone know if that's still around? I have some Gettysburg videos from a year or so ago. That haunted house probably would have scared the crap out of me as a kid. Yes, as a kid, I was even more terrified. Hear about the Quickie Mart in South Carolina? Hey, no spoilers. Dancing waters are long gone. Thank you. Oh, look at this. This postcard's got a shrunken head. Shrunken head. I wish I could shrink my head. I'm afraid that the phone's gonna overheat. The sun's shining it. If my face starts melting, let me know. Jenna says I'm becoming a favorite channel to watch. Well, thank you. Hello, Simon. How are you doing? Hello, Eddie. How are you? Yeah, I have an iPhone X. iPhone X. It does what I need it to do. Christy, classy beauty. Good afternoon. Keep missing your lives. Yeah, I do the Stampenings a little earlier. I'm trying to do better, find better times to do live streams. I love my late night peeps, but some people go to bed early and miss out on the live streams. Okay, and I did want to let you guys know I'm planning on doing a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm gonna be doing a video game live stream, and what I did is, and I did a test version that some people may have seen, but I have WWE 2K18. I have made about 40 custom characters, and they're all like based on things that appear in my videos. I put cryptids, urban legends, historical figures, things like that. I made them all into wrestlers, and I'll be doing a live stream with these. I did get your list, Becca, thank you, and I've made a couple of them. And so yeah, that'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. if you guys want to stop by and see that. Oh crap, I'm putting the wrong stamps on like I always do. Gail says, please make Jack the Ripper. Now, I was going to make Jack the Ripper, but I was worried that it would be insensitive, too soon, you know, but as an English woman, can you assure me that that's not offensive? Yes, these are the postcards for the patrons. Anyone that sends, donates $3 or more, too soon. Yeah, I don't want to like go down a bad like serial killer rabbit hole where I'm making like Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. Alexander Pirro says, do Robert the Doll. I actually have a Robert the Doll character. He's one of my favorites. I think he looks pretty good. Yeah, we don't want to go too far. Too far. Maggie from Maggie Valley. That's awesome. That's awesome, Becca. Wills Wilster says, where do I donate? Well, if you would like to do a super chat, there should be a little $sign at the bottom. Yeah, I really liked Alton. Alton was a cool place. Jesse James. I didn't make a Jesse James. I made a Pecos Bill. That kind of fills the cowboy quotient. Oh, Jesse James, I guess he really wasn't a cowboy, more of an outlaw. Outlaw Jesse James. I can make that old guy who said he was Jesse James. Solid gold, baby Jesus. Yeah, I wanted to make a Jesus, but I didn't want to offend anyone. I thought, you make Jesus and then you crank up all his stats to 100%. And then, like, every one of his moves is like a finisher. Just make him, like, unrealistically, like, his weak grapple could be like the Stone Cold Stunner. How have I never watched episode? Well, you know what? That's no longer true. We officially have watched an episode of Star Trek now. I sat down with Adam and we watched the Gorn episode. See, the thing about making wrestlers of people I know is, like, I don't want people like get offended if they don't like how it turns out. Oh, thank you, Mr. M. 200 pesos. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm ruining these stamps trying to re-stamp them. It's okay. It's all good. Go back to the international stamps. It's like I'm not paying attention to my stamping. Amsterdam Dungeon in Holland. Someday I'll be looking at international roadside attractions. We just need to conquer America right now, though. Yeah, always put the wrong ones on to start for some reason. In all the Star Trek movies. Tried watching Wrath of Khan, but I got bored. Adam told me it was good. I don't think I'm going to Area 50. Everyone wants me to go to Area 51. I'm starting to think people want me to get shot. Who is my all-time favorite wrestler? Like Mick Foley and Bray Wyatt are my favorites. Yeah, the black eyes like a doll's eyes. It's from Jaws. Of course, it's been so long since I've seen Jaws, I may not even be saying it right. I think it's eyes, dead, black, like a doll's eyes. Someone told your sister she looked like Mick Foley? Well, I'm sure your sister doesn't look that much like Mick Foley. Thank you, Mr. M. 2,000 pesos. Greatly appreciated. Okay, that's 2,000 pesos, not dollars. It's still insanely generous, but it's not $2,000. What did I think of the Demon King Sister Abigail fiasco? I was curious. I wanted to see Sister Abigail. I wanted to see how they were going to do it. I really like better like the original Bray Wyatt, where he wore like the Hawaiian shirts and sat in the rocking chair. And there wasn't like they didn't pretend. I didn't, you know, more of just like the Wyatt than like the evil magic Bray Wyatt. It's still like 100. I think it's like yeah. I think it's like $100. That's incredibly generous. I don't think there's a pizza museum in Chicago. People are constantly trying to slip me fake museums. Sadly enough, I know most weird museums because that's what I do. See the fireflies in person? First of all, you're very lucky. Second of all, that was one, when I got to see him, that was one of the most magical experiences of my lifetime. Santa Claus, when I did my first wrestling live stream, 2K18 live stream, Santa Claus won the roadside battle royal. Final two, okay, I'm not reading the comments right now because I think my phone is starting to overheat. So I'm gonna try to find some shade in which to park in. But yeah, Santa Claus won the roadside Royal Rumble. All right, I went and parked in the shadier area, so I think let me blast cold air through the defrost. Yeah, iPhones do that. Yeah, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Well, tomorrow we'll do a standard time. We'll do another WWE 2K live stream, and it'll be good. Match suggestions that I have. The Wizard of Oz Museum. I went to one in Indiana, and they had a gift shop in the front, and they said that there was only one person there, so we couldn't see the museum. It was really. Then they had Wizard of Oz Museum at apparently I'm really disorganized. Cowardly Lion was brave in the book. Yeah, in the movies, he's a legit coward. even though the Scarecrow was the smartest, the Tin Man was the most impassioned, but the Lion was not the bravest. He was the most cowardly. Didn't make any sense. Okay. Simon said he's having trouble with the live stream. Is anyone else having problems? The book was violent. I've never read the book. I haven't read a book in like 10 years. It's freezing up. On my end, it's not showing. Who's body shaming in here? No body shaming. I watched SummerSlam. I did. Well, I watched parts of it. I couldn't watch the whole thing. Tin Woodsman used an axe. He chopped up the people. I did. Okay. I did have. Speaking of the Wizard of Oz, I now have wrestlers for the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy. Working on, I wanted to make some flying monkeys for them to... Yeah, I'm shaming. Quit shaming people, you no good shamers. Shame on you. See, with Dorothy, I gave her like tornado theme moves. Like she does the. I give her the F5, because F5 is a tornado. I did like the Ronda Alexa. I love Rousey a lot, and Alexa's really good at like being hateable. But I can find a way to make her drop a house. There's no wrestle dropping a house on somebody. Where's Rosebud from? That's from Citizen Kane. I'll make Charles Kane for my wrestling game. Stony Crow Adventure says, haven't been able to catch live before, been a sub a long time. Well, I appreciate you sticking with me, and welcome. Welcome to the Stampening, where everything in sight will be stampled. And just to clarify, anyone watching, these postcards are for the Patreon charges on the 1st. So this is for the cards that were charged on August 1st. Eugenius Experiences, thank you for taking us places we can't make it to. Well, you're welcome. No, Amp Whale's like, yeah, I think the women wrestlers are, yeah, they have better matches, better storylines. It's really good. I wish they would, I don't like the roster split. I wish they had them all together. Don't feel bad about mailing postcards to the UK. You can't help where you were born. Oh, I like the Matt Hardy broken gimmick. What do you think of Becky snapping? I didn't like Becky snapping because I think that Becky is too likable to be a heel. Hey Andy, how are you doing? I'm not rolling I'm putting stamps on postcards. Don't you know what stamping is? Yeah, that would be cool, Amp Wheels, if they just gave like the women their own brand. They should split the roster, do like men on Raw, women on SmackDown, or vice versa. Yeah, Charlotte is a great heel. So I don't know why they want to keep her a baby face. And I wish they were using Asuka better, because Asuka's freaking the best. Where am I going to next? I'm going to, the next place I'll be is at my meetup, August 24th, this Friday at Racing Masons in Seymour, Indiana. Going to be doing a... do a meetup. There's gonna be a wrestling show. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I know not all my viewers like wrestling, but try something new for once. Am I coming back to Branson? I loved Branson. There's other places though that are ahead of it in the list, but I'm sure I'll be back at some point. I have been to the Alamo. Andy, that's a donation. Someone donated 2,000 pesos, which is a little over $100. So yes, very generous, but it freaks everyone out when they see 2,000 pesos. Watch my video from Gaza Palestine. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, when I'm sending all these, like these are all foreign postcards, not international, and then these are international as well. So that's all international. That means a lot to me that many people in other countries care. Yeah, $100 is insanely generous. Mr. M, whoever you are, thank you. Jay Rand says, I saw someone donate $9,000. Sometimes I've heard that when people donate large numbers like that, it can actually be a scam, because they can just call their credit card company and take it back. And so they try to do it to mess with YouTubers. Not that I'm giving anyone ideas. Sorry, I don't know how women they care about. This country is, the country code is PT. I don't know what country that is. So we got Canada, UK, Australia, UK, Canada, Denmark, UK, Canada, UK, Denmark, Canada, UK, Denmark, UK, Canada, UK, Netherlands, Bahamas, Portugal. So, yeah, big shout out. I absolutely need to come to the UK. For whatever reason, it seems I have some sort of appeal that translates to the UK. I wondered if it was just, you know, a lot of you don't have like roadside attractions like Americans do. So I think that may be why people from the UK watch. So yeah, and this is gonna be like wrestling week on the channel. We're gonna have our WWE 2K Roadside Urban Legend Showdown tomorrow at 6, and then we're gonna have a real life meetup in Seymour, Indiana, the small town that John Mellencamp was born in. Luke, the Leo Martinez says, love how you always upload. Thank you. I feel weird if I don't get a video out every day. I know that's a lot of videos. I know that may be spastic, but I like to have a video out every day. I don't have a rule. If I miss a day, I'm not gonna beat myself up. Chris Crease from Shelby, look close to see more. Why don't you come down and meet up? It's $9 at the door. Yeah, selfie mode puts things in a mirror. I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. If I knew how to fix it, I'd fix it. I need to check and see when my passport expires, because I definitely want to go to the UK before it expires. Any more food challenge videos? I don't know. The one food challenge that I'm thinking of is the raw oyster challenge at the Acme Oyster House in New Orleans. If someone would look that up for me, how many dozen oysters do you have to eat at the Acme Oyster House challenge? What's the Sir Stunning challenge, Andy? Challenge me to bake Welsh cakes? I don't know what that means. Norwegian food. That sounds disgusting, Andy. No, I don't. I will not eat mountain oysters. 15 dozen. I think I could eat 15 dozen oysters, to be honest. Like, I have a pretty strong stomach, but for some reason, the Rocky Mountain oysters, like, that immediately, like, makes me sick. Do I like Chinese food? I eat Chinese food, but it's not my favorite, honestly. My wife is a huge fan of Chinese food. Andy says that's a lot of oysters. He has a food channel. He knows what he's talking about. Ever tried a Welsh breakfast? I don't know what that is. Big time overweight. Says you've been great videos. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. How about all you can eat shrimp at Red Lobster? I used to go to that every year. I started losing steam though. I started eating less and less. I think I peaked at like 210 maybe. Love to meet up with Jordan again. I didn't get a chance to see him when I was in California last time. Glore Psychiatric Museum. Why did I not go to that? I think I just didn't have time to go to that. we'll definitely be back in California. I've been to California twice, but I've only seen a very teeny tiny portion. Been in the Hollywood, Los Angeles area, which, like, you know, is almost an endless supply of content. But dang it, I'm gonna run an international stamp. Why can I never buy the right number of stamps? Leonard, okay, this is an odd statement. Leonard Trumbull says, I think you could pull off wearing a kilt. You're not the first person that said that to me for some reason. Adam's friend, Cody, actually, when I met him, he told me the same thing. Kind of random. I think I'm just bad at math. I'm always trying to calculate exactly how much I need, and I'm always falling short. What wrestling are you going to? It's going to be Supreme Wrestling in Seymour, Indiana at Racin' Mason's Pizza and Fun Zone, Friday, August 24th, this Friday. And this guy, Mortimer Blankenship, he is a professional wrestling manager and real life troll from the Indiana area, and him and his goons have been threatening me. They beat up their one of their ring announcers to try to scare me, but I'm not scared, and I will be there. And Mortimer Blankenship may wind up feeling the wrath of the suitcase. Let me see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I need at least 2 more sheets of international stamps. Post office just closed. Can't go get them. Are we visiting any more state fairs, carnivals? Yes, funny you should ask. I'm also going to be going when I'm in the Louisville, that Seymour, Kentuckiana area. I'm going to be visiting the Kentucky State Fair, which I hear is a good fair. I hear good things. Okay, we'll put the foreigners to the side. When am I going to visit NYC again? That might be a while. NYC, also known as the city that nearly killed me. I was invited to the Tulsa State Fair. I just couldn't make it work time-wise. Love these little hotel postcards. These are some of the antique ones going out. Put foreigners in the side. Foreigners isn't like a nice word, is it? There's Mobile, Alabama. Circa some time in the past. Thanks for reminding me. I do need to put some new t-shirt designs up. I have some saved up. I got a pretty cool one. Oh, I love this one. This is a really cool. This is a Magic Harbor. I don't even know where that is. Apparently this was in Myrtle Beach. They had a dolphin show. They had a corkscrewy roller coaster. They had an airplane and a log flume. Wonder where that was. How do I decide what postcards to buy? Just different ways. Look for interesting antique postcards. Becca was actually mentioning Miss Maggie. I do have a wrestling shirt, Amped Wales. You might want to check that out. Of course, I know the shipping for international is insane. It is a Miss Maggie postcard. Yeah, I'm gonna make a Miss Maggie. That's a good idea. I do never film myself picking up postcards. Maybe I need to do that sometime. That's San Francisco. One of the cities I've not been to. That needs to be remedied. You're gonna be Miss Maggie for Halloween in Indiana, and no one will know who you are. Okay, Miss Maggie is literally, Gail, is literally there's a small town called Maggie Valley here, a small tourist town, and Miss Maggie is literally their mascot. Small town with a fictional mascot. And she's on like everything in town. Pretty funny, actually. What did she do? She's kind of a real person. Okay, the story behind Maggie Valley is the postman named the town after his daughter and called it Maggie Valley. And I don't think that has any real connection to the Miss Maggie character. It's like, yeah, it's a woman dressed in like a bonnet and this full garb, and in all the pictures of her, like you can never see her face because her head's turned and her bonnet covers her face. Yeah, her face is always blocked. Unless it's they do have, and they will have older ladies dress up like Miss Maggie and literally walk up and down the town waving at traffic. I'm not kidding. This sounds more crazy when I say it out loud. Where's Anna? Anna's at home with her buddy. Your dream job is to be Miss Maggie. Exploring Ryan, that's actually a good way that you could grow your channel. Is you make up a character like the Splorin' Bear, and you dress up like Splorin' Bear and you walk around Orlando in your Splorin' Bear costume. Oh no, go dress up like a giant seagull. It's 2,000 pesos. Dress up like the Splorin' Seagull. Yeah, I'm hoping to go back to the corn maze. Always have a good time there. Might get confused for another bear. Movie Mania Nick, thank you. I've never been to Legoland. It just never worked out. Yeah, the t-shirts just design themselves. You're welcome, Ryan. Here is a postcard of Ramar the gorilla at the North Carolina Zoological Park. This is actually a really good zoo. I think it's only like one of 4 zoos in the country that is in the world. I think it's one of only 4 zoos in the world that that has this PETA seal of approval. Now that means nothing to me. I don't care about PETA, but you know, it probably says something about the zoo that PETA recognized them, because it's a really good zoo. Regardless, there's nothing dumb about it. I did her F and Eminem song, didn't I? You know what? I didn't mean to offend anyone. If anyone is a member of PETA or likes PETA, that's fine. I just have some issues with how they conduct themselves. I'm an animal lover. I am strongly against any form of animal abuse, but I certainly don't agree with PETA, all of PETA's mission statement. Do you really think I'm saying Peter, Gail? Or are you just messing with me? Will I be in Indiana in December? That's the worst time to be in Indiana. Oh, have mercy. Oh, look at this, look at this. This is cool. That's the original Ripley's in Gatlinburg, but this is the one that burned down. There's a postcard from before it burned down. Gail, I loved the show Erie, Indiana. It was so good. "72-ounce animals are yummy." One of my cats, I have a cat, she's a year old, and she only weighs 6 pounds. She's so tiny. We rented it from Netflix like a long time ago and rewatched it. Like, I mean, some of it doesn't stand up because it's really old, but it's still pretty good. It's on Prime? Oh, it's the Giuliani troll. Gail, I didn't realize that when you go to different countries, your Netflix selection completely changes. I went to Cancun for my sister's wedding, and I pulled up Netflix, and all the movies were completely different. Any meetup plans in September? Oh, I don't know what. I'm trying to remember what I have in September. I think I'm going to be gone every weekend in September, to be honest. Thank you, Samantha Smith. I appreciate it. I love my channel. Use an American product. So the American Netflix is better than the UK Netflix? Okay, that's not, okay. That is not a $2,000 donation. That is 2,000 pesos, which is a $105 donation. Still very generous. I know the one thing about the UK though was, back when Breaking Bad was on, the UK was getting Breaking Bad on Netflix before America. So people were trying to use proxy servers to watch the Breaking Bad in the UK. Funk Suede's has just got here. We're doing some stamping. We're putting stamps on envelopes. Frog 1812 says, Whiting, Indiana, there'll be a mascot museum open in December. Okay, I take it back. I may be visiting Indiana in December. What do I think of the British pound? It's an odd thing to say. I don't know what to say about it. It's fine, I guess. Whenever I get on Netflix, I spend about 45 minutes searching and then end up never watching anything. Sarah Nate says, Indiana reminds me of the Gary, Indiana song from music. And yes, everyone from Northern Indiana knows that song. And it's really funny. Like, it's funny to us because anyone from up there knows that Gary, Indiana is the scariest place on earth. It is the small town murder capital of the United States. My brother-in-law was actually going to do some construction work on the Mascot Hall of Fame, but he got outbid apparently. This is probably my favorite card I'm sending out this month. This is another one from Ripley's. This is Grimaldi the Clown. And the story with Grimaldi was he was the best clown. What country is he from? Okay, I can't remember what country he's from. But he was the best clown in the world. He was the most funny clown in the world, the most entertaining clown in the world. But in his personal life, he was so depressed. He suffered crippling depression. He went to his doctor, and he told his doctor that he's suffering this crippling depression. He needs help. He can't go on anymore with his crippling depression. The doctor said, "You know what? There's only one thing. There's only one thing in this whole world that could fix you, that could make you undepressed. You have to go and see the wonderful act of Grimaldi the Clown." Because he wasn't wearing his makeup or anything. He was dressed up like a guy. And he goes, But I am Grimaldi. So, yeah, depressing end. Thank you, Melissa Jaka. By the way, if your doctor ever prescribes clowning for anything, find a new doctor. This is cool, too. This is the statue of Dorothy up on top of Beach Mountain. This is still up there. The theme park's only open one weekend a year. Do Eminem again freestyle. Listen, yeah, like, is there any comedian that just like has like a non-horrible life? Your parents are clowns? That's awesome. Here's some more from Land of Oz. That's the Scarecrow's house. There's the witch's castle. Thanks, Rayvon. How's Meatball doing? I've been here before. This is kind of, it's still open, but it's junkier now. This is the Indian Village cabins in Cherokee. It's like the wigwams, but they just have a cabin with the front part. There's just the front part of the teepee is stuck on it. The clown industry is absolutely dying. I don't even want to say that because it's so sad. I met gosh, how could I forget his name? He was so cool. Go to my International Clown Museum video. Trevor Whitten is a young man who is actually going into professional clowning, is his goal. He's like in his early 20s. Is there really near Indiana? No, I don't think it's a real I don't think there's really in Erie, Indiana. This is the Pocahontas Motel in Cherokee. That's still there, but they don't have this cool sign with the Indian princess on top. Yep, Baraboo. That's where the International Clown Museum was. Oyster Place is Acme Oyster House in New Orleans. Here's a picture of Santa's Land in Cherokee. They used to have a pole called the North Pole. They don't have that anymore. Des wonders is how am I? My family? Family's doing good. We got back. We did some family time at Myrtle Beach. Now I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling. 15 dozen. I can eat 15 dozen oysters. That's nothing. With my eyes closed. Never had an oyster? They're good. I like raw oysters with cocktail and raw horseradish on them. Oh, so good. Simon German says video of Robert Wadlow was interesting. Thank you. I was really happy that I got to do that. And I was really happy about that I found out about a whole nother legend, the Pie-Saw bird. Okay, Becca, if you're worried about consistencies, you may not like oysters. I don't want to say mucusy consistency. But yeah. Gail says, what are mountain oysters? Mountain oysters are fried bull testicles. Really. You can steam oysters if you don't like them. If you don't like them raw, they're pretty good. And then fried oysters are super good. I said I didn't want to. I'd love to do a Johnny Eck tribute video. I need to get to Baltimore and do that. Yeah, it fascinated me that Wadlow could even play the guitar because it was a regular sized guitar. You know, his hands are just monstrous. Okay, I don't eat Rocky Mountain oysters. I eat ocean oysters. Never had an oyster? Are they not? Do you guys not have oysters? Am I going to do more Ripley's, Tommy? Yes. What's a mussel, Becca said? Okay, mussels, you don't eat mussels raw. You eat them steamed. I don't like them as much. They're more rubbery. They get caught in your teeth a little bit. They have more cartilagey. Yeah, I made Anna eat a raw oyster. And then my notorious oyster dungeon video that almost got my wife to divorce me. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, oysters and mussels at Long John Silver. Steamed mussels dipped in butter is good. Steamed oysters dipped in butter is good. Most things dipped in butter are pretty good. Every time someone new comes in, they're freaking out about the 2,000 pesos. 2,000 pesos. A generous donation of 2,000 pesos. Possum 2 is doing good. Still very much skyworthy. I've had a lot better luck with not wrecking it. Okay, I didn't... The times I've tried escargot, I did not like it. I love calamari. Oh, I love calamari. Love calamari. But I don't eat octopus. I like octopus. I like the way octopus tastes. But when I see an octopus, I can't eat this animal. I find the animal too beautiful to eat. And that may sound strange, but that's just a weird thing about me. Yes, Melissa Jaka, I have been to the Paul Bunyan restaurant in Wisconsin. Yes, vinegar does dry your blood. So if you have too much vinegar, your veins will just fill full of scabs and you'll die. That's not true. I get sued for oof. How far is Cynthia, Kentucky from Louisville? Octopus is... Yeah, octopus... I once had some sushi octopus, and it tasted like... hot glue. Like someone had dried hot glue. Gail, I always heard that grow in your belly thing about watermelon. Everyone knew somebody who had a watermelon grow in their belly. Who's my favorite world leader? Past or present? If it's present, I'll probably just say no comment. Andy Nunn says people can choke on an octopus if it's alive. But you should never really eat anything that's still alive. Yeah, Gail. But the thing, I mean, they used to always say if you chewed on your hair, that it would form a big ball in your stomach. Apparently that's the one that's actually true. That really does happen. Yeah, I actually seen a ball of hair that pulls from a girl's stomach. That's real. That's horrifying. Like the ball of hair was like in the shape of like a stomach. Kelly, that's not healthy to eat glutenate. Oh, the Mutter Museum. The Mutter Museum has to have a hairball. Your ex claims to grow a bean in her nose. Here's some goofy postcard. Appalachian Yuppies. Tommy Hensy wants to know how you get a postcard. You can sign up for Patreon. The link should be in the description. A donation of at least $3 will get you a postcard. There's also other tiers that you get other advantages. And look at this. We have the Appalachian Walkman. Apparently you just pull a guy behind you in a wagon playing the banjo. I almost started talking about Rudy Giuliani, but, you know, let's not. Do I ship t-shirts to the UK? Yes, Spreadshirt does ship to the UK. But for my other UK friends, I've been told that the shipping costs are extraordinary. So I apologize. I don't know a workaround there. If maybe you guys could like hook up and do exchanges, if some American would help traffic Spreadshirts to Canada. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a 2-hour drive, John, but I come up to Kentucky a lot. If you gave me the money, could you send me one? I think we could work something out, Gail. We'll get you one. We'll figure something out. Yeah, just tell me what you want. Send me an email, Gail. Tell me what you want. You know, I can calculate all the postage and anything, and then if you just want to PayPal me everything in a big glob, then I can send it to you. Do I still do much photography? Not really. It's just so much focus on the videos that I don't really have time for photography. I've got a special shirt coming out for Halloween that I think you guys will like. Hey, Peddling Prince, how are you? I really appreciate it. You know, just the little things, they add up and they really make this channel possible. The little, you know, everything. Donations on Super Chat, t-shirts, postcards, all this. It just all adds up into a great big, not great big, but all these little things allow me to do this full time. And I thank you all for that. Ooh, Toy Addict says, the world's largest hairball is at museum in Mount Angel Abbey in Mount Angel, Oregon. Full text to read Buffalo, too. And love, Gail. Love keeps me going as well. Because I do love this. Keep in mind, I did this for free for years. Because I loved it. Pence is a big fan of mine. Q-Dot, thank you for $5. You know, Mike Pence, like, again, I don't like to get political, but to me this isn't political. It's about human rights. And one thing I don't stand for, my brother, one of my brothers, I won't tell you which one. One of my brothers is gay, and he got married recently, and that's a big deal to me that he had the right to get married. You may disagree with that. That's fine. I'll still be your friend, but I'm not gonna bite my tongue and pretend like I don't think that gay people deserve the right to get married. Mike Pence is kind of known for being against gay people, Gail. It's American politics. Stripes filming locations? I've never seen Stripes. No international drug ring here, Dave. Actually, I mean, things in America have gotten a lot better about gay rights. Because, you know, the tide has turned. Most people, you know, a few decades ago, you know, things were rough, and people just tend to be a lot more accepting. Most people I know, even here in the South, in this small town, most people are very accepting of gay people. People are openly gay. One thing I never saw when I was a kid is people are openly gay at a much younger age. There's gay kids. Go to school with my daughter. Mary C says Trump does not hate gay people. I didn't say Trump hated gay people. I didn't say that. I think isn't he friends with Elton John? So yeah, I'm okay with talking about that because I don't think it's political. Hey Joey, how are you doing? That's cool, John. When am I posting a new video? It should be a new video tomorrow morning. Do I have any pets? I have 6 cats. Do my videos automatically post? I schedule them to pop up in the morning. CS says, why get married? It's a religious thing if he isn't religious. Let me say just 2 things to that. First of all, I know gay people that are very religious. They just don't, their religious views may just be different. Marriage is an institute that's in almost every religion, and not every religion feels the same way about gay people. Second of all, marriage is not solely a religious institution. It's also a cultural and financial institution. Congratulations, Amber, on getting a job. Please post the schedule for Miss Carpetbagger chats. She tries to do them every Friday. Every Saturday, I'm sorry. My brother married his fiance because they love each other. I don't know what time Christy's going live this Saturday. I will be out of town. You ever going to guide tours? Never really thought about it. I'm not sure what time she's planning on doing it. I'll ask her. Need to get her own social media. Gail says Chrissy is soothing, but do you like her nice soothing Southern accent? Darth Hippie Productions said, love to show you on Hannibal. Unfortunately, I am back from Hannibal. Been on a few ghost tours. And let me just say this. If you're someone in your religion, and you feel that your religion says that gay marriage is wrong, you have a right to feel that way. But God gives people free will to make their own decision, and people should definitely, the United States government is not a religious entity, so, it shouldn't use one specific religion's views. So, have your own beliefs. I'm not telling you not to have your beliefs, but just give people the freedom to make their own decisions and their own calls in their own life. My dad gave a beautiful speech at my brother's wedding about how he felt when gay marriage was made legal, and that he knew that his son could finally have the right to marry the person he loved, like other, like I got married because I was allowed to, but his other son couldn't get married because he wasn't allowed to. Dave's Worts. Hopefully I have your card in here. It's a lot of cards, but if you don't get one, let me know. Rhea said, I asked how parents reacted. Brother told them. Honestly, it was difficult. He has a different mother. My dad had to process it. My dad was always supportive, but personally, he had to process it. And now he is very, very supportive. And my brother's mother was very, very upset, and now she is 100% supportive. me see. Matthew Sipe says, I live in Seymour. Did you know we are the home of the world's first train robbery? Well, that's cool. The Marina Brothers pulled it off here. They're even buried. Fun fact. Awesome, Matthew. You're going to show up to the wrestling event? When am I going back to Dollywood, Joey? I'm not sure. I definitely want to go see when they have their pumpkin lights out. I am gonna try to do a lot of Halloween stuff because it's fun. Gail, you still have time to get to America before Friday. Good, I'll see you there, Matthew. When am I gonna hang out with Adam again? I don't know. I don't know if he's made the announcement yet of where he's going to be. So we'll be together. It won't be very long. My wife says bring home tater tots. It's manwich night. Oh yes, I'll hurry home because I want some of that delicious manwich. Last time she sent me for tater tots, I went there and I got the tater tots, and then I was going to check out, and they said gluten-free tater tots. I'm like, yuck! I don't want gluten-free tater tots. I want real tater tots. So I went back and I looked at all the tater tots, and they all say gluten-free, and I'm like, they don't sell normal tater tots. All they sell is gluten-free tater tots. And then I got on my phone and did some research, and it turns out all tater tots are gluten-free. What's manwich, Gail says? Okay, manwich, also known as a sloppy joe, is where you take ground hamburger meat, grill it in a pan, dump a can of weird sauce on it, and you put it on a hamburger bun and eat it. I've already acknowledged manwich. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Yes, Gail, if you can be in, I will be at wrestling shows on October 19th and November 16th, if you can make those. Eating manwich without a bun. Atkins manwich. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Check your diary. It's a diary. Is a diary the same thing as it is in America? I don't know why that cracked me up so much. I'm sorry. No. We have all sorts of posh British ladies at these North Georgia wrestling shows. What is a diary in America? In America, a diary is where you write all your deep, dark secrets. It's like a book that only you have access to, where you write down what happened and you never share it with anybody. It's super private. Is that the same thing it is in the UK? Yeah, something your big brother will steal your diary, and he'll break it open, and because the diaries usually have locks on them, and your brother will read your diary, and that's like the meanest thing. Yeah, Gail, we'd probably call that like a schedule. It just sounds funny. A planner, yeah, planner or a schedule. I'm writing down in my diary my deep dark secrets. Diaries in America. Like I said, diaries, usually when you buy a diary, it's this little booklet with a lock on it. And then it's mostly for like younger girls, and they write down like who they have a crush on, or things like that. Please do a meet and greet in Belgium, David's words. When I get to Belgium, I will. Gail, what do you call that in the UK? If a diary is like a schedule, then yeah, journal is like a more grown-up idea, like a diary. What would you call then a diary? Like, is there some equivalent to a diary where you write down your deep dark secrets? Oh, that's a diary too. That's not confusing. Use the same word for both, but they're clearly two different things. And some people say that we speak the same language. Yeah, Gail, you have the most confusing language on the world, and then we inherited it and made it even more confusing. It's my favorite speaking accent. That's hard to say. Oh, gee, dude, thank you for the tater tot fun. Anytime I hear someone talking with a Midwestern accent, kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, kind of gives me that feeling like growing up. Like when I met Becca like has that Midwestern accent like me. There's one, the only Geordie I've heard talk, Gail, is there's a professional wrestler. His name is Neville, and he apparently is a Geordie. John, yeah, I mean, not massively hear your accent, but like the Canadians have like those just like little bits you can hear where they say something a little off. I was talking about you, Becca. I said that they were talking about accents, and I was saying that like you had an accent like me. So like, yeah, like going home to Indiana, hearing that Midwestern accent reminds me of growing up. Gail says she sounds generic. We sound generic American. See, that's, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I bet like I couldn't like pick out necessarily like different English accents from different parts of England, or like different Spanish accents from like I remember I worked with a lot of Hispanics at a restaurant, and Mexicans think that Puerto Rican Spanish is the stupidest thing they've ever heard. Oh. Yeah, they do call, in Illinois, they do call soda pop. Pop. See, I grew up saying both because my mom's from Indiana, my dad's from Wisconsin, and so my mom's family would say pop, my dad's family would say soda. Why didn't I go to Wadlow's grave? I might have just not had time. Yeah, the Mexicans are always bagging on Puerto Ricans' accents. But, like, to me, like, I can't even... Well, I don't speak Spanish, but it sounds the same to me. Maybe not the best judge. Yeah, Beck, it's weird. We grew up pretty close to one another. Yeah, a lot of places in the South, they'll just say Coke. They don't realize that it's a copyrighted brand name. Yeah, I went to Valparaiso High School, Becca. I don't ever call it pop anymore. I just, I don't want to offend anyone, but I always felt soda just sounded better. Given the option, I always called it soda. Yeah, I lived in Valparaiso, Indiana, on and off, since I was like between the ages of like 2 and 18. They call non-alcoholic drinks juice in Scotland. I remember when I worked in the restaurant with all the Mexicans, they would teach me Spanish. And like, it's so disappointing. It's like, wait a minute, salsa literally just means sauce. And sombrero literally just means hat. Congratulations, Amber, on your new job. Do I speak any other languages? No. I've tried. I'm something about it. I just can't. That's not 2,000 grand. It's 2,000 pesos. Pesos. I asked that all super chat donations be made in pesos. Yeah, Germ, that was when I worked at the swear words were what they taught me first. And Germ, why did you comment on my video saying that why was I calling Illinois part of the Midwest? Because Illinois is clearly the Midwest, and there's no argument to make that it's not. Sorry, that came off as a little hostile. Illinois is like unquestionably Midwest. Called it the North? Well, it is the North. And it's in the Midwest. It can be both. Ever gonna come to Canada? I've been to Niagara Falls, Josephine Karowski. Go to New England. I do need to spend more time in New England because there's actually a lot I haven't filmed up there. Why is Arkansas pronounced Arkansas? It just is. Why is Leicester pronounced Leicester, Gail? The South is, to me at least, I wish I had a map. Yeah, the South is basically Kentucky, Tennessee, everything underneath that, and then as far east, not including Texas. If you did include Texas, you would only include the easternmost part of Texas. If you chose to include Missouri, it would only be the very southern part of Missouri. Josephine climbed Castle Rock the day after I was there. It's quite a hike. Neil Adams says, need more Bad Wax Museum vids. I have a lot of them, but there is more out there to be found. I've always heard Canada called Mexico North. No offense, peddling prince. You don't want a manwich, Gale. Stick to your steak pud. What are you talking about making a puppet, Christy? You don't eat that, Gale. Why is Canada Mexico North? Because Americans are jerks. Say stuff like that. Christy made puppet. I don't know what this puppet talk's all about. What? Okay, what's the puppet thing? Someone fill me in. Ryan, you like my Royal Rumble stream? Tomorrow, anyone who didn't hear, tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm going to be doing a live stream WWE 2K featuring Roadside America characters, urban legends, cryptids. Oh no! Do we need to say his name in here? Freaking crazy man in his basement making puppets out of human skin. His only friends are puppets. And then he runs up to Adam the Woo in person and like worships down at his feet, and then edits that all out of the video. No, Adam didn't show him, did he? It's because Adam is very respectful. Adam's a bigger person than me in more than one way. Don't forget to buy tater tots. I think I'm just gonna go buy some steak pud and eat that for dinner. How's Adam the bigger person? Because he videoed vlogger puppets and didn't show him, and I totally would have. I would have shown him. These are the people I have to deal with. Mary C. says, I do not watch puppet and troll sites ever. I commend you. Thank you, Kelly. I'm still at the post office. Still stampening. Stampening away. Did I see SummerSlam? I did see, yeah, I saw SummerSlam. Or I skipped through it at least. Watched a portion of it. I actually did. I liked Raw last night. I thought that was one of the best endings to Raw in quite some time. If people commented on my hairy face, I do need to shave. Yeah, I'm glad the belt's off Lesnar. I know no one likes Roman, but I'd rather him be champion. Warrior wants to know if I'm sending him a card. Are you a Patreon? Never played Nintendo Switch. Yeah, Ryan, I think people don't like Roman because, yeah, he was shoved down their throats. I think if they booked him better, he could already be a huge star. And, you know, he's a good wrestler. He looks awesome. He's got a cool gimmick. So, yeah. And I think they did it masterfully. I think realigning him with the Shield, like, kind of revigorated the whole thing. I'm actually curious to see how they're gonna do it with the Shield. So yeah, again, 6 o'clock tomorrow. We're gonna do the WWE 2K live stream. The thing is with Roman Reigns, and I don't want to talk too much about wrestling because I know not everyone cares, but when he wrestled Brock Lesnar, the first WrestleMania, I think it was at 30 or 31, that was only Roman Reigns' third singles match that he ever wrestled. So they pushed him too fast, and people wanted Daniel Bryan back then, and they were irritated that this random guy was suddenly in the main event when they were still wanting Daniel Bryan to be in the main event, and they just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, and no one could get on board. But he's like, he really is like, your puppet is just me with a wig. Ugh. Do I like creepypasta stories? Yeah, what I like is no. Last podcast and the last time they read creepypastas. They're really cool. Ronald Squirrely, thank you. James Stevens said they pushed Roman fast because of his bloodline. I mean, all the Samoans are awesome. And that sucks that, like, he gets dumped on because he's a good wrestler just like the rest of his family. Oh, I made for the 2K18, I did make a Slender Man. I made a Slender Man. What else did I make? I made Slender Man. And then I made the characters from Wizard of Oz. I made an alien. I made like a gray alien. They're like Jeff the Killer. That one never really got to me. Too soon for Slender Man? Oh, come on. Slender Man movie released too late, yeah. Who's 19, Christy? Gail, oh yeah, I forgot. I thought Gail was 16. Someone asked about like the It remake. Yes, I did actually. Wrestling. Is anyone coming to the Seymour, Indiana wrestling event? Supreme Wrestling, August 24th at Mason. Evil Kazdoka Rabbit. Then go back to the Museum of Cryptozoology as soon as I get back to Maine. 1,400 miles to Seymour. It'll be worth it. What was I gonna say? And remember, I will be involved in David Garrison's new wrestling promotion, Total Aggression Pro, October. Check his website for the dates, October and November. I'll be at both shows. I think I know the date. I just don't want to give the wrong date. Yeah, I know who Jay Lethal is. Is Slender Man a good movie? Probably not. I think the Slender Man character is creepy. I don't get into, like, the weird subculture or anything like that. Hey, Catch a Kitty. Okay, you guys have seen how long I've been doing this. I still have this many postcards to do. Am I going to play any other games on live stream? No, right now I'm going to stick. I've really had a lot of fun making the characters, making the Urban Legend, Roadside America characters, and that's kind of what I wanted. That's kind of why I wanted to live stream that. So we're doing that 6 p.m. tomorrow. Be there or don't. When's my birthday? The 26th of October. Lots of postcard does mean lots of love, Catch a Kitty. And every time I put a stamp on that, I appreciate it. It was my understanding that when I live streamed before with the game that that they did not send notifications out for whatever reason. But hopefully, that's why I wanted to give people a warning ahead of time. If you're interested, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Brianna Angel says, my friend saw you at Ripley's once. Which Ripley's? Do I ever get out to the West Coast? I do. I've been out there twice. What's with all these spooky eyes? The gun song? Guns, 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 guns. Guns, 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 guns. I'd love to come back to Virginia. I just need to kind of work things out. Cats, 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 cats. Kelly is surrounded by cats staring at her from every direction. Will I do another food judge for charity? I will this September. Anything new at the Cat Museum, Kelly? I wanted to stop by there the other day, but I was in a hurry. Everyone misses Jolie. Everyone except me. Always new old stuff. Got any more mummies? Got anything weird? Got anything nice and weird and cool? By the way, I made Human Bunny and Aunt Nell for WWE 2K18. That'll be cool. Go to the Tobacco Museum? No, then everyone will get mad at me for saying smoking's bad for you. Everyone. Apparently that's a controversial statement to say that tobacco is bad for you. I haven't seen Jolie, the headrest guy. Well, see, you can't have women fight men. So what I just have is, I have Aunt Nell as Human Bunny's manager. Yeah, Gail, and that was what I was implying. Now, people were saying in the comments, I got multiple comments saying smoking tobacco is not good, not bad for you. It's just the evil chemicals that the corporations put in it. If the corporations didn't put the chemicals in it, it'd be good for you. Actually, Gail, you know, we have tobacco farms out here in North Carolina, and like they'll get like young immigrants to work in the fields, and the picking the leaves will burn their hands because the nicotine is poisonous to your skin. So they're picking the tobacco leaves and it burns their hands. You got to wear like full suit because it'll hurt your skin. And I know some of you out there probably smoke, but that's, you know, that's your own decision, and just, I don't think any of you are that delusional where you think you're doing something healthy. I've been to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. Yeah, I love that museum. Have you done any wedding videos? I have my son's wedding on my channel. Funketeer, the haunted house is the best part, though. Yeah, like what Gail said, I think a lot of people that smoke don't necessarily want to be smoking. Yeah, my grandfather died from lung cancer, and he had quit smoking for like 10 years. Trolling is as bad as smoking. Trolling may be one of the few things that's worse than smoking. Thank you, Denver Pixtian. Yeah, when my dad quit, it was like he quit like 10 times. Like, quit, done, and then started up again like 10 times. And now he's finally quit for good. He's been quit for years. All right, everyone hear that? Chrissy said between 9:30 and 10 on Saturday, she's going to be doing her campfire. Scott Jones loves wife's live streams. We call them wife streams. No, she's more than just my wife. The campfires have been awesome. And it's all her idea, all her driving force. I didn't do a river boat cruise, but I did fly my drone next to one. So that counts. The Germ, I was playing WWE 2K 18 on my PC. I will be doing a live stream 6 o'clock tomorrow, where I will have wrestling matches between urban legends, cryptids, legends of the American roadside, and other bizarre and strange things connected to my channel. Someone wanted me to make Pervy Superman from World of Illusion. I'm thinking about doing it. I thought about making trolls, but I'm like, you know what? You guys don't even deserve to be in this. I'm above trolls. Thank you, Jerry's Keeper. What is a stampening? A stampening is when a man sits in his car for 3 hours putting stamps on postcards. Rebecca asked Michelle for a Fiji Mermaid Carpetbagger t-shirt. There is a t-shirt with a Fiji Mermaid on it. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. It's Carpetbagger Mysteries of the Unknown. It's got me with a bunch of cryptids. I absolutely love it. It was made by Luke Weaver, who is an amazing artist. I don't have any consoles. See, I got the game because I got my new laptop to help me edit videos better and faster, and so I decided, well, I can play games on it too. Am I hanging out with Adam anytime soon? I don't want to, I don't know what he's announced and what he hasn't. Becca, I wanted to make a fur-bearing trout wrestler, but that might be a little bit abstract. Did Adam say if he was going to Dragon Con or not? So yeah, well, if Adam's gonna be at Dragon Con, then so I'm gonna be at Dragon Con too. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Here, she said I had to quit Adam because of Disney. Why's that? Not all his videos are Disney. I'm thinking, because a lot of people really enjoyed my live stream from last year, so I was thinking of doing a longer live stream, seeing how long I could live stream. You guys up for that? Yeah, that's Scott. I'm not sure why people hate the Disney videos, because he puts out so much content that you could just skip over them if you didn't like them. I mean, the Disney videos aren't the favorite type of videos for me either, but if it's something I'm not interested in, just don't watch. It's not $2,000, it's 2,000 pesos. Battery might be an issue. I just need a few juice boxes, and I can switch them out and keep my phone going. Well, Tim Tracker is a lot of Disney content. I mean, if you don't like Disney, I mean, its channel is very Disney centric. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, but if you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, that's simple as that, right? Yeah, a lot of people love Adam's Disney videos. Yeah, I like his roadside attraction videos the best too. Not surprising. Yeah, and some people never get a chance to go, so they like seeing what's there. Albert, you gonna be there Friday at wrestling? I've been to Guntown, yes. Put up a video recently, check it out. Is a drive-through museum with the little replicas of hell open all the time? Yeah, it's open all the time. It's just when it gets dark, you can't see it very well. Have I been to the Museum of Racism? Is there a Museum of Racism? Melissa, thank you. Yeah, here's the thing. It's like, if you don't like my videos, by all means, please don't watch them. I don't want you. Is it the Jim Crow Museum of Racist Artifacts, Gail? My wife travels with me occasionally, but she has a full-time job. Plus, she is caring for her 93-year-old grandfather. Okay, Gail, I have heard of that, yeah. It's Jim Crow Museum of Racist Memorabilia. It's one man's collection of just like racist stuff that like betrays black people in a negative light, like old minstrel show type stuff. Thank you for donating, Melissa Winstead. I appreciate it. Would I go in there? Oh yeah. I've actually, oh gosh, I can't remember why I haven't been there. I think it's appointment only. So sometimes like appointment only stuff's difficult. But I need to remember. I need to look that up again and try to remember where that's at. I watched a whole documentary on it. They showed it to us back when I was in social work school. We actually, we don't have it on display, but we own a bus plaque that says white only. Time to drop the postcards on the floor? Yeah. Could do that every stampening. West Allis, Wisconsin. Not too far from where I was born. Yes, from the Knoxville bus station. How long have I been stampening? 2 hours and 10 minutes. Gail, this is a terrible rabbit hole to go down, but if you have the stomach for it, look up lynching postcards. It's the most awful thing you'll ever see. In fact, don't look it up. It's awful. They would lynch black people and then publish postcards and mail them. Like, I was at this lynching and it's dead black people hanging in a tree. It's the worst thing ever. Oh, you gonna be at the wrestling live stream, Melissa? Yeah, it'll be the WWE 2K video game wrestling live stream. Be at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, I think the scariest thing is that was ever like normal. Like, there's a lot of horrible things that have happened in history. Like, a serial killer is doing horrible things, but that's one person, like, doing a horrible thing in secret. But when you have people doing horrible things in the open that they're not afraid to share with their friends and family, that's really messed up. Awesome. Yeah, so I got a whole roster full of urban legends, cryptids, historical figures, and just weird stuff that relates to my channel. We some cool stuff. We got Robert the Doll, got Mothman, got Abraham Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt. We got the Donkey Lady. Scariest roadside attraction. You'd have to define scary. Well, thank you, Curly Girl. I appreciate that. Let me see. Courtney Veltz says wants to see old Victorian buildings and graves. What type of graves? Germ. I don't have FDR because they don't have a wheelchair as an option. Reba Michelle, thank you. Victorian old cemetery. Well, I mean, I like some old cemeteries. Uh-oh. My car just died. I think it eventually shuts off if it runs too long. If it idles too long. Billy the Kid grave. Apparently there's 3 Billy the Kid graves. Is Sam the Hillbilly still alive? I haven't heard otherwise. Victorian Penny Dreadfuls. You ever seen the Penny Dreadful show, Gail? It's pretty good. Albert says, meeting you was motivation for working hard and not going to rehab. I have the doctor cut off my left toe. Oh goodness! I hope you're okay. You should take care of yourself, please. I've not been to the grave of Stonewall Jackson's hand. Did I think Penny Dreadful ended too soon? I don't know. They did wrap everything up. Yeah, they could have done more with it, for sure. Peddling Prince. The show they really could have done more with, probably my favorite TV show of all time was Carnival on HBO. Oh, I love Spring Heel Jack, Gail. He's my fave. Is anyone else having technical problems? Megan says she's having trouble. I would never go bungee jumping, sorry. Oh, Carnival is so good. It's hard to explain. The setting is a traveling circus, or traveling carnival in the 1930s. And then it like dwells into like a bunch of like occult mythology and magic, and it's so good. Yeah, it was never properly finished. I mean, you can watch it. I mean, there is a conclusion. There is a conclusion to there is a partial resolution to the overarching storyline. There is this showdown on the last episode, but then there's like some twists and turns that leave things open-ended that unfortunately never got resolved. I ran out of international stamps somehow. You thought I calculated. Don't get tater tots now. My hat's in the back seat. I can't really reach it. Yeah, Canada requires an international stamp. They still think we're two separate countries. What do I think about spirit boards? Do I think they're dangerous? I don't know. I don't have a lot of, I don't have that much knowledge. I've been to the Spirit Board Museum, the Bearded Ladies Mystic Museum. It's in Burbank, California. I think the problem might be in your end, Megan. Everyone else is saying they're not having any troubles. I never meant to cause you trouble. Yeah, we'd let you guys be a state, and then you wouldn't have to listen to that no good Queen anymore. Queen throwing her weight around. We told the Queen to stick it, John. You guys need to do the same thing. Say, we're Americans now. We're not listening to the Queen. Oh, is the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids? I'd like to check that out. I think my dad said he's moving back to Minnesota. Yeah, we told the king to stick it because that's how long it was ago. Did I ever go to the magic show? I didn't go to any shows in Vegas. Judy Garland has a very sad life. I hope the Kentucky State Fair has some good stuff. I've not seen the changing of the guards. I've never been to England. Is Dollywood a thing? Yes, Dollywood is a thing. In fact, they're having a massive expansion next year. I mean, it was really sad. She was very young. The studio wouldn't let her eat, you know, giving her drugs to make her stay awake. It was just freaking child abuse. Gail says the Americans trying to make the Queen's Guards laugh. It seems like that would be like a crime. Like, I'd be afraid I'd get in trouble. Okay, so you're not supposed to do that. I think they got that from an episode of The Simpsons. Oh, they wouldn't let her eat because they didn't want her gaining any weight during filming. They didn't want her to gain any weight, so they deprived her of food and gave her cigarettes instead. Simpsons versus Family Guy. Simpsons 100%. I don't like Family Guy. You have to work, Megan? Quit your job. I think they did give her amphetamines. keep her losing weight and keep her awake, to work long hours. That kind of makes me sad. Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies of all time. And to like the horror stories behind making that movie was the original Tin Man, where they painted him with aluminum paint and it freaking almost killed him. And then they just like recast him while he was in the hospital. Now, I do love Wizard of Oz, but there's always was a slight weirdness to the fact Judy Garland, Dorothy, is supposed to be playing a young girl, and she's clearly way too old to be playing that part. Like, she's as tall as the other adult men, but she's acting like a little kid. I mean, she does a good job, but just the fact that she is like, you know, clearly much older than she's being portrayed. The Hanging Munchkin is an urban legend that has been debunked a billion times. It's a crane, a bird in the background. Return to Oz is about MK Ultra. I'd not heard that. I actually like Return to Oz. Doesn't really serve as a good sequel, but it's kind of cool on its own. Was it the Munchkins? Weren't they like nasty to Dorothy? Do I like escape rooms? I love escape rooms. They sexually abused her. Oh, I hate hearing these things, because again, I love that movie. I hate to hear that like terrible bad things were going on. I did not visit her grave. Why is Judy Garland Museum in Minnesota? I thought Judy Garland was from Los Angeles. Yeah, Heather, apparently like back in the day when they shot movies, they didn't have any way to break down the sets and store them. And at the same time, they didn't want to leave them behind because they were afraid that other studios would use them. So they would just smash them to pieces. Yeah, the fact that movie looks as good as it does still is an absolute 1939. Yeah, that's nuts. That movie looks as good, sounds as good, and holds up as much. The one movie that to me is more insane is Snow White was made in the 20s. In the 20s. Look at the other cartoons that were made in the 20s. Like, people that went and saw Snow White in the theater must have had their brains must have just melted. To never have seen anything like that before. Oh my God. I've never read any of the Oz books, to be honest with you. Old cartoons are fun. People were terrified? For real? It was released in 1937? Okay, that's... Still. Still, I mean, nothing, there's nothing that would even compare to it. Yeah, the slippers were silver. They changed them to ruby to make them stick out more, to take advantage of the color. But that's an interesting thing, though, is because, you know, the books are in public domain, so anyone can make Oz stuff, but the movie company owns their ruby slippers because that was their edition. So that will have to pay royalties to the studios still to use anything that has ruby slippers in it. Frank, what's on par with Smithsonian? One pair Smithsonian. Yeah, I've seen the pair of ruby slippers in the Smithsonian. It was awesome. Oh yeah. Okay, Gail brings up a good point. Look, they're on YouTube. Look up. Their full movies are on YouTube. Look up the Wizard of Oz movies that came before the Judy Garland version. They are freaking nuts. Just freaking nuts. They're silent, but they've got like all the same characters, but they're scarier looking. And like the tornado is like this big spinning ball of fuzz that picks up all the act. It is mind blowing. Look it up. You won't regret it. If I remember correctly, I think Toto is played by a man in a dog suit. You know, NC Patriot, you're probably right. They probably are looking to ambush me. Hopefully, I'll have my Carpanions there. Hopefully enough Carpanions will show up to have my back. I don't know enough about film history to really classify them. The Scarecrow has a sack on his head with holes cut for eyes. Yeah, guys, I need your help. I could be killed at this wrestling event. I could have my head kicked off. I need as many people to show up this Friday, August 24th at Racin' Masons in Seymour, Indiana. Need $800 for a round trip Uber? Okay, so see, Mortimer Blankenship had his goons super kick one of the announcers to try to scare me into not coming. Curly Girl says would, but come down to Georgia. If you're in Georgia, I'll be at wrestling shows in October and November. David Garrison's promotion, Total Aggression Pro. Uh-oh, some people are mad about what I said about the Queen. I feel bad. I feel bad for the people of Canada that are under the brutal rule. Canada is the last piece of the British Empire. Ooh, there's an Alice in Wonderland silent movie? That's gotta be nuts. Folding chair doubles as a bludgeoning device. That is some of the best pro wrestling advice I've ever heard. Dinner's ready, but I'm not done stampening. George the Animal Steel is my teacher. I heard that he was like, while he was famous, that he was still like teaching school. Don't give it all to Grandpa. Just leave some for me. I gotta just finish these, and then I'm done. If you ever visit us here in America, Gail, we'll invite you to a Mamwich dinner. Hey, Brandy. We're having Mamwich for dinner. Southwest meetup. Southwest is a pretty big place. I'm coming. I just got to get these stamped. Tea and crumpets. I don't even know what a crumpet is. Shaking your head that I don't know what a crumpet is. You didn't know what Mamwich was. Could you put Mamwich on a crumpy? Mamwich is not a new thing. Yes, is everyone going to show up for the wrestling video game stream tomorrow at 6? If you gotta work, just pretend like you're pooping, sit on the toilet and watch it on your phone. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Carry On Films. They're like lumps of yeasty dough with holes in them. Ah, sounds great. Yes, I'm stampening postcards. Scones are like biscuits. I thought scones had a little bit of sweetness to them. Don't they? Once there was this girl who got into an accident. No, the boy got in an accident. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know scones aren't really sweet, but I thought they were a little sweet. Reba has a Carpetbagger tote bag. Awesome. You can have sweet or savory scones. Stephen Decker wants to know how to get a postcard. You sign up for Patreon. The link is in the description. If you donate at least $3, you'll get a postcard. If you donate 10, you'll get an antique postcard. And if you donate 5, you'll get guaranteed a postcard with the possibility of getting an antique postcard. Once there was a girl who got into an accident. Couldn't come to school. They finally made biscuits are scones. Biscuits are 100% animal product. It's just animal fat. Not 100%. I think it's what? It's animal fat with grease. It's grease made with flour. Grease and gluten. I'm talking about the Lambert's Home of the Throwed Rolls. It actually burned my hand because I grabbed it like that, like dug my fingers into it and it was hot. What's that? Okay, so to tell you what did shock me, that Americans don't know what pastry is. Americans know what pastry is. Pastry is like, you know, pies and stuff. You know, pies, donuts, it's all pastry. Oh, Becca knew what pastry was. Oh, you're talking about pasty. Are you talking about pasties? Yeah, pastry is like a donut or a Pop-Tart or something, yeah. But when they finally made her, I love cherry Pop-Tarts. Like eating cherry Pop-Tarts and then drinking milk. I've been to Louisiana. I like Louisiana. I have no sense of humor. Put mayo in your hair. What are you guys talking about? Someone got lice? Well, Christy, why'd you make dinner so early? It's mayonnaise. If you put mayonnaise in your hair, it'll kill lice. See, Rudy Giuliani, we try to stay away from political conversations on this channel because they can be alienating to viewers. Ever heard of Welsh rarebit? Or is that like rare rabbit? Show the postcards, please. They're kind of everywhere. Were you gonna ride the ducks in Branson? Yeah, I probably would have rode them if it had not been for that accident. Oh, don't talk about eating rabbit. Christy doesn't like eating things that are cute. Cheese on toast with Worcestershire sauce? Do you know what we call cheese on toast in America? Cheese toast. You never had a hot dog, Becca? Well, you're going to. You have to. I'm gonna get you a good hot dog when you're visiting. You have to eat a hot dog. You've never eaten a hot dog. It doesn't even seem possible. Seems like you would have eaten a hot dog by accident. Are you afraid you'll choke? I like Nathan's hot dogs, Amped Wales. Oh, I like chili dogs. I love hot dogs. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for hot dogs either, Kelly. There was times where I lived on hot dogs. Multiple times. Apparently, when the Queen of England came and visited FDR, they served her a hot dog, and she claimed that she couldn't eat it because she couldn't open her mouth wide enough. Oh, Reba Hillbilly Hot Dogs is like, that's one of my favorite hot dog places. So good. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna go get the home wrecker this year. Oh, yes. Yeah, hot dogs are so cheap and good. Do you have hot dog? Can you get hot dogs in England? What's the consistency? It's you know, it's a type of sausage. Smooth or they're not, hot dog's not chunky. It's kind of a smooth, even consistency. Yeah, foot long hot dog's good. Oh, I like Vienna sausages, Kelly. Yeah, do you eat bologna? Bologna's kind of like similar. Gail, not helpful. Oh, I love all sorts of, I love Polish sausages, I love bratwurst, I love hot dogs, pickled sausages, I like Spam. What's nasty, Jack? Spam is good, Jack. You ever had it? Do I like hot chicken? I love hot chicken. Love Rocky's hot chicken in Nashville. So good. Jack, I'm doing a live stream 2K18 tomorrow at 6. I've made a bunch of I made a whole roster of custom characters related to my channel. I've not been to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, which I think that was the inspiration for Rocky's. For a currywurst, I have not. What do you eat with Spam? Spam and eggs. It's good. It's like a breakfast meat. I've never tried haggis. It sounds so gross. Spam is called chopped pork. Seriously, my shoulder blade is starting to hurt from stamping so much. Do I like cheese food slices? I feel like you're making fun of America when you say that. Cheese food slices. Here, go catch a kitty and Spam for dinner. Awesome. I thought haggis was oatmeal in a sheep's stomach. Yeah, you don't just eat Spam out of the can. You gotta fry it in a pan. Does North Carolina even have nice restaurants? You're gonna get a knuckle sandwich for that. Why does Spam have to be covered in slime? Because the slime keeps it fresh and moist. Okay, so Becca, if you've never had a hot dog, you don't know what it tastes like. What has stopped you from eating a hot dog? Do you think that it somehow looks unappealing? That it looks like as if it would not taste well? Or is it something about the shape? Oh, I like chorizo. Don't get a vegan. Catch a Kitty's first trip to McDonald's, ordered a hot dog. Oh, yeah. When did they have hot dogs? Oh, Gail, the hot dogs at Five Guys are extraordinary. Actually, they cut it like half. They like butterfly the hot dog and they'll put it on the grill. You get a bacon dog. They'll put a piece of bacon on it, and ooh, it's so good, so good. I want one right now. I don't want manwich. I want a bacon dog. Yeah, some bacon dog from Five Guys would be pretty good right now. Ocheko says you never received postcard during live chat. Shoot me an email and I will rectify that. I'm sorry you didn't make it to you. Yes, fried hot dogs are a thing. There's a specialty hot dog restaurant in Gatlinburg. They bread it in Cheetos and then deep fry it. Taco Bell actually started as a hot dog stand. Varsity does have good hot dogs. Ooh, when I go to Dragon Con, I gotta go to the Varsity. I don't like corn dogs, Brandy, that much. Christy likes corn dogs better than hot dogs, but I like hot dogs. Oh, Catch a Kitty. I don't know which postcard's yours. I know you're getting one, though. I don't know what stack yours is in. My mom used to make BLTs. She put peanut butter on them, and they were so good. I don't know why I don't make them that way now. How many postcards do you send every month? I'm not sure. It's over 600 this month. How long has this been going on? It's like 3 hours. Deep fried cauliflower. Ooh, that's good. I really love cauliflower. Becca, what is okra? You don't know what okra is? That's okay. I didn't know what okra was until I moved down here either. It's like, oh, it's hard to explain. It's like a vegetable. I just don't know what to. I don't know what to compare it to. They could pickle it. You can pickle it. You know, it's a green vegetable. I'm doing a really bad job of describing it. I love okra. And it's not slimy. Don't listen to these people. Oh, Becca, yeah, you need to try asparagus. The coolest thing about asparagus is that it makes your pee smell really strange. That's not the best thing about it, but it's definitely a thing about it. Heather says asparagus is great wrapped in bacon. Well, everything is great wrapped in bacon, so that's kind of cheating. Yeah, okay, every time I eat asparagus, like later the night, like I've forgotten that I ate asparagus, and I'll pee, and I'll like this smells strong. Like I'm like, whoa, I have a horrendous bladder infection because it smells like toxic gas. My pee smells like poison. And then I remember I ate asparagus. It's like the smell of the way that asparagus makes your pee smell is shocking. Like it's not just like, it makes your pee smell a little weird. No, it's like, whoa, what? Becca doesn't want to try a Bloody Mary. Becca, have you ever tried food before? Just kidding. Kidding. It's actually, I mean, there's a it's like a science thing. It's like, it's a scientific reason that it makes your pee do that. It's not. I'm not going to be in a wrestling match. I'm not a wrestler. I am a wrestling manager. It's about brains, not brawn with me. No, I'm not a wrestler. Occasionally, I have to defend myself. I'm trying to get done. I've got that many postcards to do, and then we'll dump them in the mailbox and head home. Gail, I don't like stopping a project in the middle. what I'm thinking is once I get myself established as a wrestling manager and create my stable, I think I'm going to call out Brian Zane. Brian Zane goes around calling himself the YouTube champion. Brian Zane is he has a YouTube channel, and he is also a professional wrestling manager. Here's the thing, he has a belt too. He had a YouTube championship belt made. So we'll see. I got my eye on Brian Zane. I don't know. I was thinking I could call my stable the Possum Kingdom. Do I want to wrestle Bottomo? Don't know who that is. Who was mean to you, Gail? Wrapped the metal briefcase in barbed wire? Big bottom guy? Who's that? In North Carolina, you can own a rescue possum, but you can't just go out into the woods and get one. I forget what they call a group of possums. I know I looked it up at one point. Christy doesn't want to get a possum, so you guys can talk to her about that. Speak with her, see if you can get her to change her mind. Gail, why don't you send me an email and let me know about this person? That's right, a parcel. People watch my videos. The official term is carpanions because it's super clever. Every month I make a major miscalculation with how many stamps I have extra postcard stamps, but I ran out of international stamps. I'm gonna go finish this tomorrow. All right, let's go to the mailbox. I will not be reading any comments while the car is in motion. I'm gonna shove these all in this United States mailbox. These are some few I have to send those tomorrow. Now guys, if you're getting a postcard, give it a little time to get there, but let me know if it doesn't arrive. Send me an email. Who are we talking about? Is there someone who's been bothering people? Yeah, I'm in the post office parking lot. How long does it take to sign them all? Probably took about maybe 3 hours last night signing them. 2-3 hours addressing them. Oh. The best thing to do, people that are negative, people that are trying to just hurt people and it's best to just ignore them because they don't deserve your attention. I think this is 600 postcards. But this is what I do. This is my job. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to send every one of these postcards out. shrunken head. All right, guys, appreciate you joining me here. I'm gonna go home and get some manwich if there's any left. But for now, this one's in the bag. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., we're doing the WWE 2K18 live stream. And then on Friday, we're having our wrestling event. Please come by and see me. Love you guys. This one's in the bag.